Did you know that the can of WD-40 sitting in your garage could save you thousands of dollars in unnecessary car repairs? While most people only use this miracle product for quick fixes, they're missing out on its incredible potential to prevent major mechanical issues before they start. There's one secret trick in this list that mechanics don't want you to discover, because it could keep your car from ever needing to visit their shop. Today, I'm revealing 18 revolutionary ways to use WD-40 that will keep your vehicle in perfect condition while saving you serious time and money. And there's one tip halfway through this list that could literally save your wallet from a $2,000 repair bill. If you're tired of throwing money at car problems that could have been prevented, this video is about to change everything. Before we dive into these game-changing tips, hit that subscribe button and leave a comment below if you've ever used WD-40 on your vehicle. Now let's get started with the first mind-blowing application of this overlooked product. Number 18. Keeps difficult-to-clean parts looking showroom new. One of the most challenging aspects of car maintenance is keeping those hard-to-clean areas looking pristine. Your vehicle's interior accumulates dust, stains, and residue remarkably quickly, but WD-40 can be your secret weapon against this never-ending battle. Rubber floor mats are notorious for collecting dirt, mud, and even road tar from your shoes. Instead of scrubbing endlessly, try this. Spray a small amount of WD-40 on the mats, wipe with a dry cloth, and watch them look brand new again. The water-displacing properties create a protective barrier that not only cleans, but also prevents future dirt from sticking as easily. Car upholstery also suffers from greasy fingerprints, stubborn stains, and mysterious scratches that appear out of nowhere. If this happens to your car, try using a clean cloth with a light spray of WD-40 and gently rub the affected area. The results are truly remarkable. Stains that refuse to budge with conventional cleaners simply disappear. And here's a bonus tip. If someone accidentally gets chewing gum stuck on your seat, we've all been there, don't panic or start cutting fabric. Simply apply WD-40, let it sit for a minute, and then gently scrape with a plastic card or spatula. The gum comes off with minimal effort, saving your upholstery from permanent damage. What's the worst mess you've ever had to clean from your car? Share in the comments below. Number 17. Removes bird droppings, road tar, and tree sap without damaging your paint. Speaking of annoying messes, few things irritate a car owner more than discovering their vehicle has become a target for passing birds. It's not just unsightly. The acid in bird droppings can actually corrode your paint if left exposed to sunlight for too long. If you find dried, stubborn bird droppings on your car, don't make the mistake of scrubbing forcefully, which can scratch your paint. Instead, spray WD-40 directly on the mess, wait a few minutes, and wipe away with a microfiber cloth using gentle movements. It comes off effortlessly without damaging your paint's finish. Bird droppings aren't the only exterior nemesis. Old stickers and that sticky tree sap that seems permanently bonded to your paint can be a nightmare to remove. Many people attempt to scrape these off with blades, but that's asking for a car covered in scratch marks. The better approach is to spray WD-40 on the affected area, wait about 30 seconds, and clean with a soft cloth. For particularly stubborn substances like tree resin, cover the area with a paper towel soaked in WD-40 and let it work for a few minutes. Then simply wipe with a dry cloth, and if necessary, finish with a little soap and water. Your car will be shining like new again. Have you dealt with stubborn residue on your car? What method did you use to clean it? Comment below, and let's move on to our next tip, which is essential for anyone who drives in colder regions. Number 16. Prevents fuel cap freezing in cold climates. If you live somewhere with frigid winter temperatures, you've probably experienced the frustration of a frozen fuel cap. Beyond making refueling difficult, forcing it open can damage the locking mechanism, leading to expensive replacements. WD-40 can prevent this winter headache entirely. By spraying the product on the rubber seals of your fuel cap before intense cold sets in, you create a protective barrier that repels moisture and prevents freezing. This simple preventative measure keeps the rubber flexible, preventing it from drying out or becoming stuck, ensuring you'll never be stranded at a gas station fighting with a frozen fuel cap again. Number 15. Prevents rust and corrosion on metal parts. The metal components of your car are constantly exposed to moisture, which inevitably leads to rust and corrosion over time. Nobody wants to see their vehicles slowly rusting away, especially in areas with road salt or high humidity. To prevent this problem, simply apply a thin layer of WD-40 to these metal surfaces. The product creates a protective film that blocks moisture and keeps metal preserved for much longer. It's particularly effective in protecting chromed parts like trim, sports wheels and bodywork details. If the chrome on your car already has that dull, oxidized appearance, WD-40 can help restore its shine. The secret is to spray the product, let it sit for about 10 minutes, and then gently rub with a microfiber cloth. If any residue remains, lightly rinse and apply another thin layer, finishing with a dry cloth for a flawless, rust-free finish with renewed brilliance. Number 14. Stops annoying squeaks and keeps locks working smoothly. Now let's address a problem that irritates any driver, those annoying squeaks when you open the door or a stiff lock that barely turns. Over time, hinges, latches and locks can dry out, becoming difficult to operate and producing irritating noises. Before these issues worsen, a simple spray of WD-40 solves the problem. The product penetrates the mechanisms, lubricates moving parts and prevents rust from forming, ensuring smooth, quiet operation for months. Another area deserving attention is the hood latch. If you notice it's squeaking or requires force to open, here's a quick trick. Use the WD-40 straw applicator to better reach tight spaces and apply a quick spray. Then simply move the latch several times to distribute the lubricant and your hood will open and close effortlessly. But a critical warning, never apply WD-40 to your brakes. If your vehicle has squeaky brakes, this indicates wear or a serious problem that needs professional inspection. Lubricating brakes can be extremely dangerous and compromise vehicle safety. If you hear strange noises when braking, have your car inspected instead of trying to silence the noise with any product. Number 13. Removes moisture from the engine and prevents ignition failures. One of WD-40's most surprising uses is removing moisture from your car's electrical system. If your vehicle's engine has ever failed on rainy days or after driving through deep puddles, moisture may have reached the electrical components, and that's where WD-40 comes in. The product's name actually stands for water displacement, and it does exactly that. Helps expel moisture that may be causing poor contact in the ignition system. If your car has trouble starting due to moisture, try applying a small amount of WD-40 to the distributor cap and spark plug wires. This can prevent ignition failures and ensure more stable engine operation even on rainy days. If the problem is a flooded engine, with the car completely turned off, spray a small amount of the product on the carburetor and wait a few moments before trying to start the vehicle again. This helps eliminate accumulated moisture and can facilitate returning to normal engine operation. But a word of caution, WD-40 is not a lubricating oil substitute and should never be used inside the engine as an oil replacement. It serves only to remove moisture and prevent electrical failures. It should not be applied to internal engine parts that need constant lubrication. If you're enjoying these tips, subscribe to the channel to never miss tricks like these. Number 12. Protects battery terminals from corrosion. Your car's battery terminals need to be clean and free from corrosion to ensure proper functioning of the electrical system. When these terminals begin to rust or accumulate greenish or bluish residue, electricity flow becomes compromised. This can lead to problems like difficulty starting the engine and even premature battery wear. Nobody wants to be stranded because of a battery that suddenly dies. To prevent this problem, you can use a specialized contact cleaner like WD-40 to remove corrosion. Simply spray directly on the terminals and let it work for a few minutes. Then use a wire brush or an old toothbrush to scrub away the residue, finishing with a dry cloth. This ensures your battery maintains an efficient electrical connection and functions longer. But be careful, WD-40 is flammable, so never use it near flames or sparks, and always apply in a well-ventilated area. And forget those homemade mixtures with glue or baking soda. These products can infiltrate the battery and cause more harm than good. Have you ever had problems with battery corrosion? Share in the comments how you solved it. Number 11. Temporarily restores headlight clarity. Now let's talk about a problem that affects road safety. Foggy headlights. Over time, car headlights can lose transparency and become yellowed, reducing visibility at night and in rainy conditions. If you've experienced this, you know how dangerous it can be to drive with opaque headlights. WD-40 can help temporarily restore headlight clarity by removing surface oxidation and making the glass or acrylic appear cleaner and brighter. To apply, First, wash the headlights with soap and water to remove loose dirt. Then, spray some WD-40 directly on the lens and use a soft cloth to spread the product and polish the surface. This will bring back some brightness and improve visibility. However, note that this method is only a temporary solution. For long-lasting results, it's best to use a headlight restoration kit or a specific polishing compound designed for this purpose. Number 10. Cleans and restores license plates. Since we're discussing parts of your car that need good cleaning, let's not forget the license plate. Over time, license plates accumulate dirt, dust, and even rust, especially around the edges and screws. A quick treatment with WD-40 can make them look like new. First, remove the plate from the car. If the screws are rusted or stuck, apply some WD-40 and wait a few minutes before trying to unscrew them. Next, fill a container with warm water and detergent. Dip a sponge or cloth in the mixture and scrub the plate to remove surface dirt. For those stubborn bits of dirt that get stuck between the numbers and edges, use a cotton swab to reach the tighter corners. After the plate is clean and dry, spray a thin layer of WD-40 on it and wipe with a dry cloth for the finishing touch. This not only removes remaining stains, but also creates a protective layer that helps prevent rust in the future. Is your car's license plate dirty, or have you tried this trick before? Share your experience in the comments. Number 9. Adds shine and protects tire sidewalls. Nothing completes a clean car like shiny, well-maintained tires. Over time, road dust, dirt, and even sunlight can leave tires looking dry and lifeless. But there's a simple trick to solve this without spending on expensive products. First, rinse the tires with plenty of water to remove surface dirt. If there's still caked-on mud or embedded dirt, use a brush with soap and water to scrub the tire sidewalls well. Then let them dry completely before moving to the next step. Now here's the secret. Apply a light coat of WD-40 to the tire sidewalls, but be careful not to spray on the tread, as this could make the tires slippery. Let it sit for a few seconds, then use a dry cloth to spread it and create that shine. The result is instant. Beyond the renewed appearance, WD-40 protects the rubber against cracking and drying caused by sun and dust, increasing tire durability without expensive products. Have you used any tricks to keep your tires looking new? Share in the comments. Number 8. Loosens rusted and stuck screws and bolts. Now let's talk about something that can turn any simple car repair into a real nightmare. Rusted bolts and screws. When you're trying to do maintenance and encounter a rusted fastener that won't budge, it can be incredibly frustrating. Broken bolts often mean expensive repairs and hours of wasted time. The good news is that WD-40 is specifically designed to solve this problem. Its penetrating formula can work its way into the tightest spaces, breaking down rust and freeing stuck parts. Here's how to use it effectively. Spray WD-40 generously on the rusted bolt or screw and wait at least 10 minutes. The product penetrates deeply into the rust, loosening trapped particles and making removal easier. After this time, try turning it again with a wrench or screwdriver. If it's still difficult, repeat the process and wait a few more minutes before trying again. The best part is that besides loosening rusted parts, WD-40 can also be used to prevent rust formation. So if you work on your car frequently, it's worth applying a thin protective layer to screws to avoid this problem in the future. Number 7. Prevents mud from sticking to wheels. Another common problem, especially for those who enjoy off-road trails and dirt roads, is mud sticking to the wheels. When this happens, besides making the car look dirty, dried mud can trap moisture against the rims and cause rust over time. The good news is that WD-40 can help prevent this accumulation. Before heading out on a trip or tackling a muddy stretch, apply a light coating of the product to your wheels. WD-40 creates a slick surface that makes it harder for mud and dirt to stick, keeping wheels cleaner for longer and reducing the need for frequent washing. This is especially useful for those who drive on dirt roads or practice off-roading. So next time you're facing an adventure, try this trick and see the difference. Number 6. Stop squeaking windshield wiper blades. You know that irritating noise windshield wiper blades make when they start to squeak against the glass. Nobody deserves to endure that sound. It usually indicates that the blades are too dry or full of accumulated dirt. The good news is that you can solve this quickly without immediately replacing them. First, lift the blades and take a clean cloth. Spray a small amount of WD-40 on the cloth and gently wipe along the rubber to remove dust, pollution residue, and any dirt that's hindering smooth movement. Then use a dry cloth to remove excess product. For an even better finish, wipe with isopropyl alcohol. This eliminates any oil residue and leaves the rubber sliding smoothly without marking the glass. If even after this cleaning the blades continue to make noise, it's worth checking if they're worn or cracked. WD-40 helps clean and condition the rubber, but if it's already too dry, it's best to replace the blades with new ones. Number 5. Lubricates power window tracks. Another problem many people face is slow power windows, or windows that get stuck when going up and down. This usually happens because the tracks accumulate dirt and grease over time, making it difficult for the window to slide. To fix this, first lower the window completely. Then apply a small amount of WD-40 to the tracks, focusing on the sides where the window moves. Let the product work for a few minutes to loosen accumulated dirt. Next, use a dry cloth to clean up the loosened residue and raise and lower the window several times to distribute the lubricant well. This will help the window move more smoothly and reduce wear on the mechanism. But be careful. Avoid spraying WD-40 directly on the glass, as it can leave an oily residue. And if even after cleaning the window continues to stick, there may be a more serious mechanical problem with the window motor. In that case, it's worth taking the car to a specialist. Number 4. Remove stickers and decals without damaging paint. Who hasn't struggled trying to remove an old sticker from their car? Whether it's an expired parking permit, a dealership sticker, or a decal that no longer matches your style, removing these items can be a real headache. Often when we try to force them off, the sticker tears and leaves that impossible to remove sticky residue, but there's a much easier way to solve this problem. Simply spray a generous amount of WD-40 directly onto the sticker and let it work for a minute or two. This will soften the adhesive and make removal much easier. Then start pulling carefully from one corner. If you feel resistance, apply more WD-40 and wait another minute before trying again. After the sticker comes off, there may still be some adhesive stuck to the surface. To remove it completely, spray a little WD-40 on a clean cloth and gently wipe the area. The residue comes off without needing to scrub hard, and best of all, without damaging the car's paint. This trick also works for removing old stickers from glass, such as inspection seals or parking permits. Number 3. Effortlessly removes bugs stuck on the car grille. You know when you take a trip and upon arriving home, you notice your car's grille is covered with smashed insects. Besides being disgusting, these residues can be difficult to remove. If left exposed to the sun for too long, they can even damage the paint. The problem is that scrubbing too hard can scratch the bodywork, and common soap doesn't always do the job. This is where WD-40 comes to the rescue. To remove these residues effortlessly, simply spray the product on the affected area and let it work for about 5 minutes. Then use a soft cloth to clean the surface without needing to apply force. The insects will come off easily. To finish, wash the area with soap and water to remove any product residue. Here's a bonus. WD-40 creates a protective layer on your car's grille, which helps prevent insects from sticking so easily on future trips. In other words, the next cleaning will be even easier. Number 2. Eliminates adhesive tape residue without harming the paint. Another super common problem for those who use adhesive tape on their car is that sticky residue that seems impossible to remove. Whether it's after removing a makeshift decal, protection tape, or even vinyl wrap remnants, the adhesive left on the paint can be a major headache. If you've experienced this, you know that trying to scrape it off can end up scratching the paint. But there's a simple trick to solve this without effort. Spray WD-40 directly on the residue and let it work for a minute. The product will dissolve the adhesive, making removal easy. Then just wipe with a clean cloth to remove the adhesive remains without needing to scrub hard. To ensure no oily residue remains on the surface, finish by washing the area with soap and water. This trick also works to remove marks from old tapes and even vinyl adhesive remnants without damaging your car's paint. Number 1. Cleans and protects door and window weather seals. Now let's talk about an essential care tip to keep your car protected against rain, dust, and wind. Maintaining the rubber weather seals. These seals are fundamental for ensuring doors and windows remain properly sealed, but over time they can dry out, crack, or even become sticky, making doors difficult to close and allowing water to seep in. To prevent this problem, Start by cleaning the seals with a dry cloth to remove accumulated dirt. Then spray a light coating of WD-40 along the rubber and spread it well with a cloth, ensuring the product covers the entire surface. Let it work for a minute or two, and then remove any excess with a dry cloth. This keeps the rubber flexible, prevents cracking, and extends its durability. With this simple care routine, you prevent annoying noises, avoid leaks, and keep your car doors opening and closing effortlessly. If you enjoyed these tips, subscribe to the channel for more incredible automotive maintenance tricks that will save you thousands in repairs and keep your vehicle running perfectly for years to come. Remember, that can of WD-40 sitting in your garage is worth far more than its price tag when you know how to use it properly. Which of these 18 tricks surprised you the most? Let me know in the comments below, and I'll see you in the next video where we expose even more hidden automotive secrets the repair industry doesn't want you to know about.